Yeah, you guys read the title right, and you probably think I'm a little crazy, but I can explain. But I gotta have some breakfast first. Give me a second. So good morning, everybody, or whatever time it may happen to be when you're watching this. So if you've been around my channel for any length of time, you probably know that I've done several what I eat in a day videos. Go watch those if you haven't. But I bet you in all your time on YouTube, you've probably never seen much of a what I didn't eat in a day video. So yes, this is a fasting blog. A little weird, a little atypical, but let me explain to you why I'm doing this. So as a lot of you guys know, I come from a background of having really nasty spinal arthritis. But through a whole foods plant-based diet as well as other healthy lifestyle changes, I've been able to stop and even reverse the progression of most of this disease. That's kind of why the reason I started this channel is at least partly what it's about. And the way I really got started on this healing journey was through something called the Pattison program. The Pattison program really teaches you how to implement some of the most powerful lifestyle strategies just for reversing your arthritis or chronic pain in general. And long story short, one of the ways that you can choose to start the program is actually with a short fast, which seems counterintuitive, but let me explain. Fasting seems to be a really unexpectedly powerful way to control lots of things like chronic disease and other chronic conditions. And you know what? I was really skeptical when I heard this kind of thing too, but I tried it for a day or two, and whenever I was in this horrible place where I was just barely even able to walk, about 50% of my pain was gone within 48 hours. So yeah, long story short, fasting can be good for chronic pain control. And here's the thing is, in the past few weeks, it's not that I'm horribly in pain, it's just there's been some muscle tightness and some joint stiffness that I can't seem to get rid of with all my other ways of doing it, such as diet and, exercising and stretching. So that doesn't really happen very often at all, but I find when it does, the best way to get it under control really quickly is just with like a 24-hour, maybe a 48-hour water fast. So yeah, seems a little bit crazy. Now remember, this is not medical advice, and do not go out and try this yourself just because you saw some dude on YouTube do it. Don't be dumb. If you're really gonna look into doing this, make sure you have a really good reason for doing it and actually educate yourself on how to do it properly. I don't think that's what this video is about. It's mostly just for entertainment purposes. And maybe if you're interested, ask me some questions in the comments. So with that, we're just gonna get right into the day. I'm just out on a little morning walk. When I get home, I'm gonna do some stretching, and then really the rest of the day is totally tentative. I have no idea what's gonna go on, but usually when we do fasting days, or at least whenever I do fasting days, they're just chill. Take a spa day, you know what I mean? So I'll see you at the next interesting thing I do, I guess. Hey, so here's the next interesting thing I've done. It's been like 5 seconds, and guess who I just found while I was out on my walk? This is my sister. Dang, check out that wind in my hair. Honestly, I was just about to turn around and go back to my house because I saw someone walking towards me. Because whenever I'm vlogging like this, I don't want people walking by me and being like, "Hey guys, what's going on? It's Kevin with Ray Dasley."
I know, I even went to the opposite side of the road because I didn't know who was right there.
So yeah, I got a little bit closer and I realized, wait, that looks familiar. That's my sister. So this has never happened before. I've never caught my sister out here on a walk. What? Yeah, vlogging in public it's one thing whenever you have just smiling in the back of the picture. Vlogging in public is one thing whenever there's a bunch of people around and you're at a public place. But whenever you're just out one-on-one in a walk and somebody walks by you and you're like, "Hey, I'm just shooting a video, don't mind me. I'm not crazy. I'm just talking to myself a lot." By the way, I think a lot of you guys know this. If you've been on my channel before and you've been my Christmas vlogs, yeah, my sister is also vegan. I've been very fortunate to have such a supportive family. Usually people say, "Oh, I went plant-based," or "I went whole food plant-based," or "I went vegan," or whatever, and all their family hates them now. For me, I'm really, really fortunate because it's almost the exact opposite. Everybody kind of just took it up in my household, except for Dad.
My dad.
My dad? Do you mean our dad? Our dad is, he knows it's a good thing to do, and he's got heart disease and yeah, the whole 9 yards. He's getting there. So we're pretty much home right now, so I will see you at the next interesting thing I do. Watch my other sister come down. No, she lives in Arkansas. That wouldn't happen. See if I can get myself situated here. Gonna be a pretty bouncy video, hence the trampoline. Woo! So yeah, I'm just out here jumping on the trampoline and just kind of enjoying myself. It's been quite a few hours since I last recorded, just because not really that much interesting has happened. I mean, unless you guys want to watch me take a bath or something, because that's what I did. I don't think you guys want to see that. So yeah, whenever I got back, I did my stretching like I said I would, and then I took a nice hot bath. So not too much to be said about that. I am just out here hanging out, jumping on the trampoline. I really enjoy having a trampoline in our backyard. So just in case you wanted to know how well a whole foods plant-based diet has been treating me in terms of pain levels, this is a bad day. I can just go out and jump on the trampoline, go on a run if I wanted to. I'm probably not gonna do it go on a run because I'm fasting today. I'm gonna try to keep, energy expenditure probably kind of to a minimum. And speaking of the fasting, this is about the time of the day where I'm starting to feel it. I'm getting pretty darn hungry, but I guess that's to be expected, right? Honestly, I always remember the hardest part about fasting is just the night. Trying to fall asleep while you're real hungry is just difficult. I actually do have, a tiny bit of a headache, but it's to be expected. Like I said, it's kind of just your body's way of saying, hey, you haven't eaten something today. You should probably go do that. Just a little friendly reminder. It goes away after time. I also kind of got some shut-eye, just kind of laid back and relaxed a little while ago, and it kind of made it go away. So yeah, the hunger's really not too bad. I do expect it to get worse per se, because I don't know what else it could get. By the way, I just thought about this. I figure some people might ask what this is in the background. Let me show you for a second. Come here. This is actually just our compost bin, and it works exactly like you think it would. Let me see if I can do this with one hand here. Okay. So basically you just take this top off, and it doesn't look so pretty right now. We have a lot of stuff in there. We haven't been using it a whole lot right now just because it's not quite warm enough. But you can see we put some greens that kind of spoiled in there, and some miscellaneous plant material. And but I gotta tell you, whenever it's summertime, springtime, we fill this up faster than anybody I feel like we could ever know. Man, our family eats more fruits and vegetables than just about anybody I've ever seen. And when you mix some stuff up in there, you can actually spin this around with the handles there. I hope you can see that's on some rollers there, and it just spins around and kind of mixes it all up, so it I assume just so it gets kind of evenly distributed. Anyway, so that's what that is. I figure I really want to start, growing something in our backyard here. I don't know if I'm too late on that. I'm sure there's some things I could probably grow, maybe like kale or something. Maybe some active gardeners who watch my channel would be able to let me know. It's kind of weird what taking a day without eating does to your mind. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but as some of you guys might know, I'm a pretty highly routinized person. I kind of like to do the same thing most days, or at least, most of the same things. So I'm pretty much always making lunch around the same time, or I'm always eating dinner at the same time, or I'm always doing whatever at like the same time every day, just because it makes it, you don't have to use any brain power to do it then. It makes you think how much time the average person actually spends, eating food in their life. It's pretty crazy. So when it comes around those times and I'm not doing those things, like I haven't eaten lunch, and right about now is the time when I usually would, I just feel like, oh my gosh, what am I doing with my life? Why am I not doing the thing that I do every day? I don't want to say that it makes me anxious, because it's not really anxious. It's just like this slight, this thing in the back of my head that says what are you doing? You're not doing the thing you do all the time. It's just kind of funny. Anyway, I'll see you guys a little later. Meal number 2. Exciting stuff. All right, so it is nighttime now, so you're gonna have to forgive me for any unfavorable lighting. I still have yet to get any professional lighting. Gosh, I need to do that. But it's about 8 o'clock right now, and I just wanted to, give you guys a little bit of an update, just because, this is what the video is about, kind of documenting my experience a little bit. And the number one thing I've really got to say is I'm going to bed early tonight, because I just kind of want, tomorrow to come quicker. You know, it's predictable. I always feel this way around these times. Whenever I'm fasting, I just feel like, man, I could really go for some, I don't know, chickpea curry right now or something. And it also doesn't really help that my mom and sister are downstairs baking banana bread right now. And it's just like, oof, it's so tempting. But I'm gonna stick this out. I've done this many times before. I can do it again. Anyway, I don't want to make you guys stare at this terrible lighting much longer. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Well, good morning. I just woke up, as if you couldn't tell by the slightly sleepy look in my eyes and probably a little bit different voice, kind of the morning voice. But I'm feeling pretty alright. But I'm definitely ready to get something to eat. You can come along with me. All right, I'm so ready for this. Before we jump into the food, I did want to say that this did help me significantly with that pesky joint stiffness that just wouldn't go away. And I'm just ready to get back on a new path. In terms of this food, it's really simple. It's always best to break your fast with some really simple foods, not super hard to digest, not really complicated, so you guys know during quarantine, if you've seen my What I Eat in a Day videos, I bulk cook a ton of rice. So I have some rice in here with some assorted herbs and spices, a little bit of sea salt. And then I don't think I recorded this, but there's some sea vegetables in there, some nori a little bit, just because I like the taste, and hey, it's a good source of iodine too. I also have, obviously, a little green salad with some carrots in there and some broccoli florets. And lastly, just an apple. Nothing much to it. In terms of calories, it's a pretty small meal for me, but when you're breaking a fast, it's really recommended that you don't just assault your digestion with, you know, your normal sized meals, which mine are pretty big. So I just go pretty easy for maybe breakfast and lunch, and by dinner, you can have about a regular sized meal again. I think the general recommendation, kind of a rule of thumb, is you take half the amount of time you fasted to build back up to normal quantities of food. So I fasted for like 36 hours, so like 16, 18-ish hours. All right, my dudes, I'm ready for this. So I hope you enjoy this. I don't have a fork. I'm just gonna do it with my hands. Oh, man. It's just so nice to have something to chew. I know that's such a weird thing to say, but like, honestly, the flavor is great, because when you just come off a fast, your taste buds, it seems like they're even more sensitive to all different types of flavors, and food just tastes all the much better. You know, that old saying, everything tastes better when you're hungry? I think it has some truth to it. So even though this was pretty difficult, I'm really glad that I did it. It just always gets me on a better path, and honestly, I'm just glad it's over. I mean, I guess people aren't wrong when they say, food is life. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was totally the opposite of what I eat in a day. I hope you enjoyed watching what I didn't eat in a day. Hopefully it was maybe just as entertaining, or at least different. As always, if you got any value out of this video, please consider adding value back to my channel by liking, commenting, and hitting that subscribe button down below, as well as the bell icon next to it. That helps me out a bunch. Alright guys, and with that, I'm gonna finish my delicious meal here, and my apple. Can't forget that. And I will see you guys very soon. God bless y'all.